right, Shalom.
What is
I
it?
think I know what's wrong with this. Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Turn back over.
Yeah, he got his phone locked. Okay. That's what's wrong with it. All right.
See the top. See the top right here. The top of this right here.
It's that rotate again.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with it? But it's
No.
yeah, that ain't working.
Hey, just make it slim, because it went off when you had made it.
Here we go. It should be this way then. This way it should
make
be.
it vertical.
Just
turn it
vertical
up.
up.
Yeah, just turn it up. You got it like this.
Y'all good
right.
that way?
Yeah, if you just balance it out, smooth the stool.
Yeah.
And just bear with us, brothers, if it's recording.
Yeah, it's a lock you for
Yeah.
the technical difficulties.
Just move the stool a little bit to the right, bro. To the right. Yeah. It's a lot.
You got something right there.
You can leave it right there. We'll make it.
All right. Shalom Akim. Salakia for the camera shaking and stuff. But first and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Double honors to our elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers who are out there doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. And this lesson is being entitled, The Israelite Man is Made for Multiple Women. All right?
All right, and let's not say that we need to go out and start getting a lot of wives without discretion and all that. Isaiah 4:1 is basically in the interest of the kingdom, at the downfall of this society. But we do want to break down through the spirit, man, break down one of the strongholds that a man, mainly the Israelite man, is supposed to be monogamous. He's supposed to be in a committed relationship. He's supposed to be loyal to his woman, man. All right, there's nowhere in the scriptures, and there's nowhere in our DNA. So contrary to what Keisha thinks, man, the so-called black woman thinks, we were inherently made to get different women. But I'm going to open up with a scripture. This is Deuteronomy 28:56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes should be evil towards the husband of her bosom. All right? So why does the scripture say her eyes should be evil towards the husband of her bosom, man? And in part, in this time and place that we're in, she's been indoctrinated on how an Israelite man should conduct himself. She basically judges the Israelite based on a Western standard of a relationship, which he's inherently not capable of doing, man. That's why they always say 90% of niggas ain't shit. They always lie and cheat because it's the same thing. But, we're just going to let the information come out. That's page 155.
Okay.
And can you hold the book to the camera? We're using the book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman by Dr. Shahrazad Ali. This is the Israelite woman herself, man, breaking down the nature and the tendency of the so-called black woman. And she also gets into the nature of the so-called black man. Okay.
All right, this is chapter 16, page 155. While she does not obey the rules governing her duties as a wife, she expects her man to obey all of the rules of the marriage vows or of the monogamous commitment.
Yeah, so Keisha don't even obey the cook and clean or all the rules of being monogamous and keeping her end of the bargain, but she expects you to do it, man, as far as being monogamous. All right, go ahead.
She refuses to accept the truth about what apparently is his nature.
If the so-called black woman Eve refuses to accept the truth, which is basically the nature of the so-called black man, and it's that he cannot be monogamous. He has to make himself be monogamous based on the religion that he's in.
God.
All right, that's what she meant when it said she refuses to accept his nature. All right.
There is no history of the black man settling down with one woman.
There is no history of the so-called black man settling down with the one woman, man. And the elder Yashawamba just did a video about the history of King David and a different Israelite man having more than one woman. Those are our forefathers, man. They got this song by Kendrick Lamar called In Your DNA. It's in our DNA, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There is no history of the black man settling down with one woman and never desiring to have another one. Before slavery, during slavery, or after slavery.
So that's the point, man. There is nowhere in history where we actually did that, man. We came into America and we were told to follow Esau's guidelines for living. Has that worked on any strata of living? We follow Esau's guideline for eating. Did that work for us? Mm-hmm. We got high blood pressure, diabetes. So we follow his guidelines for religion. Does Trevante really believe in Jesus Christ? Does he turn the other cheek in the streets, man? Nah. So what makes you think Esau's standards of living work when it comes to relationships, Keisha? All right, Eve. All right, can you skip down to that part where it says he knows? Right. Because what happens is they say the so-called black man lies and cheats, but it's actually synchronized with each other. Mm-hmm. If he told you the truth, you couldn't mentally handle it. Mm-hmm. So if the truth is his nature is to get another woman in his DNA, but he lied to you because you couldn't handle it. That's why I say he's a liar and a cheater.
Right, and you so-called black women out there, all you Israelite women, Negroes, Hispanics, Latinas, and Native Americans, hey, you're going to have to get with it, man. At the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. It don't matter how much you resist it. If you act up, trust me, there's another woman that won't, you know? So it's just how it is, man. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. You know, the truth is the truth. Okay? This is going down. He knows she is jealous. She becomes furious beyond belief and may have to be restrained physically from harming him or herself. Her first charge is that you lied to me.
Yep. So when she first finds out you got another woman, her first thing is, nigga, you lied. You ain't loyal, you ain't honest. All right, go ahead.
Which is followed by, why didn't you tell me?
Right. Because see how the so-called black woman contradicts herself? He lied, and then she said, why did she tell him? As though you're going to tell your woman, oh, yeah, I'm finna go over Ashley's house. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have sex. We're going to go out to eat. Like, that's why he didn't tell you, because like, you can't take that, man.
Mm-hmm. All right. As if his telling her would make any difference in her reaction.
Right, like if you actually tell your woman that you about to deal with your other woman, she gonna be cool with it. Well, thanks for being honest. Now I'm gonna go about my day like it's a regular day.
Oh, you bro.
You know?
Number one, he knows he has to lie because he knows she can't handle much truth about the reality of his life.
Right. That's why your man is a liar, and the reason why he's a so-called cheater, because it's not in his DNA to be just with your ass, man. All right? Mm-hmm. Point blank, period. That's why when you go to a strip club, it's several women at the strip club. That's why you went through your husband's browser history. It's several damn twerk video sites in his browsing history. It's several damn porn sites, let's be real, in his browsing history. Because he can't zero in on this one woman. But there's a reason why. There's a reason why. Because Esau tell you that we're like this because we're deviant. Mm-hmm. And we're not monogamous because we're deviant. But there's a reason why, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can love multiple women. All right? You're like, you love all of them.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're yours. They're a possession.
Can you love more than one daughter? Mm-hmm. So, you know, is it possible to love more than one daughter? Do you love your aunts and your mom? All right.
Mm-hmm. See, you women, you want the reason you're the way that you are. Number one, you wicked. But number two, you don't want to let go of Esau power, man. You want control over a man that's way more powerful than you, taller, bigger, stronger, and has the truth, way smarter, everything, and you want to take control over that, man. And that's just not the way that it goes, man. You don't control a man, nor do you control his time, nor do you control who he deals with. You don't control anything about him, man. If anything, he controls you. And if you act like a good woman for once, you will actually be able to be happy, man.
And a good woman basically mean a woman that's a helpmate to a man. Mm-hmm. Not a good woman by Esau's standards. Or do whatever he basically tells you to do.
Right. A lot of you women, you walk around talking about you want a baby. You want to get married according to Esau's law. And those you women who know you Israelites be doing that bullshit, man. Then you wonder why you get left in the dust, man, or the Lord start putting demons on you more than you already got on you, cause you give a man problems. And then with you being the way that you are, you wonder why men have multiple women. You know, men are gonna go out because, hey, multiple women, diversity, different personalities, all that stuff make a man happy. All right, don't you want your man to be happy? Shalom Akim, Yahweh Shem Yahshabarakam. Don't you want your man to be happy though? If you were a good woman, you would love for your man to be happy all the time. Instead, here you are ready to ruin that, man. That shows that you ain't right.
All right, hey, and that's right, Elder. And this is from the book. That's good with that.
Okay.
This is from the book, The Male Brain. I can read it right quick.
Oh, okay.
This is from the book, The Male Brain, written by Luann Brizadine, M.D. And she's a female. Keep this in mind. She's a female. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is not some subjective, biased man show type stuff, man. It's from a female studying the male brain. And this is the assessment she made in her studies. This is page 57 under scoring as soon as possible. In the basis way, to a man, winning the mating game means getting his DNA and genes into the next generation. So it's not really about sex. It's about passing down his DNA, man. Even though he isn't consciously thinking this, the instinctual part of his brain knows that the more women he has sex with, the more offspring he's likely to have. All right? So when a man pursues different women, all right, and a man has to be responsible, but when a man pursues different women, it's not because the Most High put it in him to just be sex crazy. No, the Most High put it in him to reproduce himself through different women. When a farmer has seed, all right, a farmer is not wise if he plants his seed in one area of the ground. A farmer is wise when he scatters his seed throughout all the fertile soil, because that's going to increase the livelihood of him producing crops. So to put this into reality, all right, if a man has a woman and she has his baby, but he dies in battle, okay, and that woman dies in battle, and his offspring dies in battle, that man's lineage is no more. But that man has more than one woman in different locations, only one woman dies, but he passes seed through different women. Guess what? His lineage is still passed on. His DNA is still passed on.
Yeah, that woman is the field.
The woman is the field.
That's why I say it's the man's seed. He's planting his seed.
He's the husband.
Mm-hmm. And the Lord gives the increase. Just like he does with crops. He gives the increase on the children.
So all that negativity your mom said about your dad and he was a rolling stone, and look, man, you got to unplug from that, man. Don't get me wrong, you're supposed to take care of your offspring, man, even in this captivity, man. Nobody should have to tell you that part. We just breaking down through this information and the word, all right, that it's just natural, man.
All right, of course your daddy was a rolling stone, and his daddy was a rolling stone, and his daddy's daddy was a rolling stone. All of them were rolling stone. Your uncle was, everybody, man. That's all you hear about. Yeah, they come around you and they act like they good with Luis now, but then you dig back in their past, you're like, dang, that happened. He was doing that. So yeah, it's in the man's nature, man.
It's in his nature. And Keisha, Eve, that's all we're telling you, man. Your Israelite man, whether he knows it or not, is in his nature. And the reason why he's not telling you, because you're going to go haywire. It's also in our nature to keep a peaceful environment. And so we got to keep the peace by just not telling you or not telling you the truth, man.
Because you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth, Keisha. All right? And Keisha just a hypothetical name we call Eve, man. All right? Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So the bottom line is, man, we finna come into a time of forced polygamy, meaning that women, for their survival, because it says in Isaiah, a man gonna be more precious than fine gold. So women go voluntarily throw themselves at you, man, only for your protection and to be under your name.
Because getting with a man of the Lord, because the Lord is gonna establish the man in his proper order back as the woman's God. So by her getting with a man of the Lord, it say it's gonna take away her reproach, meaning all her wickedness will be forgiven if she's faithful to her Lord, which would be that man.
So, go ahead.
So yeah, just with that being said, like you women, you rebellious now, but at the end of the day, hey, that's just how it's gonna be. And these women begging, they say they'll take care of themselves, and you ain't even got to take care of them. They'll do it. Just lay down with them.
Yep. So, hey, you had any more closing statements?
No.
Well, based on the word, we're gonna have several wives. Based on a book by Dr. Shahrazad Ali, it's in our nature to have several wives. It was never in our history for us to be monogamous. Based on this book called The Male Brain by Luann Brizardine, MD, it's in our brain to reproduce ourselves through different women for the survival of our race, man, or for the survival of our own strain, DNA strain. But with that, I hope you brothers are edified. To the next lesson, Shalom.
Shalom.